Hey guys, how you doing? One sec, I get a drink of water and let's get going. Alright. Onward and upward. Let's do it. Let's go. Alright. Perfect, okay. Let's give him our London. We've been working on the London. Okay, so he's gonna play the Slav defense. Let's lock down the. There we go. Now we can play on the king side. I'm gonna try to advance and then play knight back here. See if I can't get some attack going. Hey, how you doing, Fox? Interesting. And I'm gonna double up here. think I got this now. Okay, whew. I'm gonna call it a day on that. Wowzers. That was a pretty intense battle. Okay, now we need to get into our London system. Or if you guys have any games you'd like to go over, we can do that too. Ugh. End game. Okay, let's do it. Oh man, that was good. A little nerve-wracking, but I had to plan it out just right. I You have to give all glory to the Lord. That's what I do. It's nothing that I did. So I have to remember that all glory goes to Him. All right, it was a bit. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. So you're white. Okay. Okay. Oh, this is the Hungarian opening, huh? So D5, castles. So you should be fine here. Still good, even if he attacks. Okay. Whoa. He's coming all guns blazing, isn't he? Did you kind of consider maybe bishop? This is kind of an interesting line, and if queen comes over here, you maybe can cement there. If he plays here, you always could take. And let's say the queen moves here. Then maybe you got some attack like that. Or we could play maybe bishop out here. Or I like queen there. I do like queen there. Okay. Yeah. But then, see, you could take here at this point. Now you're double attacking, and even if he plays there, you can, yeah. Yeah, I kind of see what you're saying. That if he takes here, you kind of have, if bishop takes, that you have that, and potentially here, maybe. Oops, not there. That'd have been a bad move. Probably something like that. And then maybe if he takes here, see you later, queen. Boom. Then you'd have to take there, there. Rook takes him. And then I like to check. And he's got to be careful that he doesn't walk on anything that would be a landmine of an attack coming down the pike. I don't know. Yeah, okay, let's go back. Okay, so there, okay. You always got to look at when pieces are placed kind of awkwardly, like the queen on f6 is kind of very weirdly placed. She shouldn't be there. That's why I was instantly looking at bishop to g5. I was looking at some sort of attack I could have. So takes. This not bad. Yeah, you have to be careful of a pin here, so g5. I don't know in that line. Let me see here. So h5. Let's see if we take here, takes there. Oh, he does have that. Okay. That's a monster of an attack. I think we'd still be fine even with rook to e1 here. Because now you're eyeing here. And he really can't do anything at the moment. You have that coming. If he tries this, you can always just take up there. And then if he intercepts, actually I don't need, actually we don't need to move the king. I kind of like this move actually at this moment, now that I think about it. And if he tries checking, we just move and there's no counterplay he has. Yeah, we're all winning here, all game, all of our positions dominating. Yeah, we're domination at that point. Okay, you're locking everything down. So we have to somehow get some space. Perfect. That's a good move there. Getting some activity. Nice. That's good. Perfect. Surprised he didn't take at that point. I think I know why he wants to lock down. Kind of like, and actually this is kind of strange, bishop to h3. Because then if he then if he plays takes, you can implant a bishop with a pin there. C4. So that's okay. C4, yeah. Let me see here. Yeah. So a better move than c4. Yeah, that's an interesting. I'm trying to analyze it. Yeah, I'm trying to see if we trade here, and then we take. I'm thinking that's best. F4 G takes. Yeah. Well, I'm thinking that if he probably won't. He'll probably just play that there, and then I believe D4 would be a pretty powerful move here. Or maybe I'm a little too hesitant. Maybe not D4. No. Maybe. That actually looks promising. If he takes there, we take here, takes there, we take here, we takes here, we take there. Huh. Kind of exposes the king a little bit though. I want to see what it says. Yeah, pawn takes is right. Is it okay? So, okay, what does it want? Does it want this? So it wants to undermine this structure here. Okay. Yeah, then he actually locks that down, which is beneficial to you at this moment. Oh, sweet. Yeah. Some of those lines the computer gives are pretty sweet. You gotta love them. Yikes. I don't know. I might have actually played F3 there. I'm a little concerned about I know this blocks the bishop, but sometimes you have to do what you got to do to keep your position cemented. I'd just be a tiny bit concerned there. Or maybe we could actually, besides that, play there. That might be an interesting move. And then C B4. If knight takes, then takes, and we can pin the knight to the queen. So I think we'd win there. I think we're winning there. Yeah. 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 One sec, let me see. Let's see. I just want to examine just really quick to see what the good. Okay. Yeah, that is a little concerning. Let me see what There's something that we're missing here. I want to make sure that we're doing this right. Hold on. So okay, you take, alright, you take first, then you take there. Okay, alright. I just want to make sure, okay, let's see here. So he took there, and okay, we're still fine after takes. Still fine. I just want to make sure, okay, there, okay, that was a blunder on his part. Full-time blunder. Okay, you're right so far. You're actually equal here. I just wanted to take a look here. So, okay, hold on. So they're wanting to retreat. It makes sense though if you want to think about. We have to keep this in mind when you get a rook like this on the king, that sometimes maybe you just have to do one kind of silent move for a second. Because this cements so that if he plays here, you can actually take the bishop first, pawn takes, 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 and you're up a whole exchange. Okay, that makes practical sense now. Okay, we just got to keep that in mind. Wow, that's crushing. Okay, let's see. He played here. Okay, I'm trying to think now. What should we play? Okay, so yeah. Interesting. Okay, that is interesting. Okay. I do want to check one thing and right back here, see if the, hold on, I want to see if our move right, how many plays there, if this move here, let me see, back here, I want to see if that moves what the computer likes. Let's say okay, it likes this. Huh, interesting. What about this here? So if you play there, what if you cement here? Oh, okay, he plays that. Alright. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, the move that was the problem sitch was rather than bishop to h, queen to h2, because there's really, this isn't under fire at all, and the queen would have to like retreat out. And then he takes, then you can actually play knight takes, and some similar arm, maybe not knight takes in that line. What would we play? Probably yeah, okay, we would take there, so we were right so far. Then probably rook, yeah. And then now yeah, you should be, and you could double up at, well, no, that does give you a problem here. Okay, so that knight move. Okay. That was a good game. A lot of power attack. Oops, I gotta turn that off. I'm wondering if we don't play there. I think he'd just take at that point. We'd take and that might be a problem. Kind of like that move. Now I understand why the computer likes it. So if you play there, you can actually play here. You can't play there. Well, I think if you play B, yeah, I think he'd probably just take and then you'd take back and win a. Well, maybe I might be. Yeah, I think you're right about that. I think he would play. Yeah, he wouldn't take the knight. Yeah, cause that'd be a bad move on his part. Really bad. Well, then at this point you're threatening to win the bishop, so you'd have to play here, and then you can push up. If he takes there, you can actually take here. If he retreats back, not sure if it is or not. I don't think so. If we play there, he plays there. So I think we could trade queens off at this point and maybe say to ourselves, yes, we have tripled pawns, but we do have the two bishops. So if we tried something like that, you can just retreat back, and now you dominate the knight. Yeah. Gotcha. Will do. We'll take a look on that. Huh. What is it? Well, let's just see. What does it think about that? Oh, whoa. Yikes. So like whoa. Oh, sweet. Now you're forcing a mate. Yeah, you're winning there. Nice. So we have to take. You have to take here. Okay, then bishop. Then push. Oh, wait a second. What are we missing here? It says okay. Oh. Okay. That's better. Yeah. Well, you're solidified now. Your position. You don't have any real weakness. Now you're on the attack now. Oh, sweet. I gotta remember that. That's just killer. Let's take a look back here. See, they liked taking because it freed this up here, and then they want that, and then you could take there. Queen takes. Yeah. Oh, you want to see what happens? Okay. So b5, c5. So knight a5. He does have this wall of pawns, so I need to push there, and I need to retreat all the way back, yeah. Pretty interesting for sure. Nice game. Very nice game. I like that game. That was a sweet game. Yeah, we'll go over. This is a game between Simon Williams, and he's doing the French defense. I thought about just doing a French defense game. This is the advanced variation that he plays. I mean, that his opponent plays on him. So this is kind of the standard setup, if you're wondering. The bishop to d7 allows for, if you, in some lines you're able to win the d4 pawn, but sometimes they do a trick because your queen takes, the bishop's here. There would be a potential check, discovery check, and you'd lose the queen. Like your queen would be here, the bishop would be there. If this bishop wasn't here, he could do a discovery and you'd lose the queen. But if the bishop's here, no discovery, and you win. You win this pawn. It's kind of a you have to kind of get to know the London system. Okay, so he's going for, that's actually this move isn't very good. It's kind of a dubious move. It allows for f6 to be played, yeah. It's a little too slow. Bishop d, f takes, and knight. Now you have your pieces developed. Now you're attacking the knight. So potentially you're gonna win a pawn and a knight. Takes. Castles. Yeah, I like black here. I really like black here. See, oh sweet. Now he's eyeing the h2 pawn. Gotta love it. Yeah. It also is a waste of a move because this only works if you play the old main line like this. I'll show you. If you're gonna play something like this, this is when it actually works. This is the only time it works. And then when you play here, it's got that's the only time it really works, is in this setup. But the way he did it, when he played that, there is no queen here, there is no knight here. It's just a total waste of time. Okay. So he played there. So he played there. A6. I mean E5 takes. Queen takes. Now this pawn's under heavy fire as well. So knight intercepts. Rook A E1. Now the queen's under fire, and there's a discovery attack here. Wee wee wee. Discovery on the lookout. Yeah. There's a. Yeah, H4. Yeah, so he's trying to get everything ready. This is his trump cards right here. E4, E4, and if he takes, which he's gonna take, you take back. Now the light squares are open, and so now the light square bishop is pretty good. And sweet, now there's a pin here, so we can actually play bishop takes H3, knight C5, bishop. Now we let me see here. I don't understand why he just doesn't grab that. I want to see why. I want to see why he just doesn't grab the. Yeah. Oh, and likes. Why is this a bad move? Kidoki. Oh, there's a check. Ouch. I didn't see that. I need to be more visual on that. That'd be horrible. Check there. You just pick up my bishop. That's not fun. Move the king. Now we can snap a pawn off. And now we're going to be going after the knight. You gotta love it. Rookie. Now the queen's coming into the fight, so that's, we got a little sweet mate idea there going there, and picking up a knight. Check. I want to see if checking's best, or I think, okay, what's it think about taking? Okay, you lose a rook there. Okay, so first you check. Gotcha. Okay, you win a pawn. He takes there, you take here with check. If he retreats back, you grab that. Well, no, you can't grab it. Oh, let me see here. Well, I guess you could check there and then. Come on. I think it's me. Oh no, not again. Come on, internet. Was performing a TLS handshake. Okay, waiting for LIHS.org. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh. You gotta be kidding me. That is funny. And if he takes here, remember we talked about it? There's your mate. So we'll go over our London system now. Let's okay. Let's do it to it. This is the Queen's. Hold on. I have to make sure I get to the. Gotcha. Okay, we're in the Queen's Gambit, not Queen's Gambit, Queen's Indian, or the Indian game. And so d6, this is how it goes in the London system. And this is a dubious move. You don't need to really play that. Once again, black should white, let's see. I'm sorry, he played d6. Black always forgets that this is actually the best move here. For some reason, this is actually the best move. Not d6. For some reason they played d6. That's not the best move. So bishop d3, knight bd7, and then he castles bishop e7 because they're trying to you know, get things. The reason he plays, I know you're wondering why h, because there's not enough pieces to stop the onslaught here. And as well, he doesn't want that to happen, so he just retreats back. c3 and knight e8. Now they're saying that the correct move would actually, I forgot to put this line in, a6 exclam, and then you'd have, oops, sorry, then you'd actually have b5 after that, and black would push on the queen side, gaining space on the queen side. a6 is better than rook c8. This is a very dubious move. It's not a really good move. So yeah, it's natural but an inaccurate move. White takes control over the a6, and so if we could play a6, it would. I mean, if black could play a6 here, it would take control over the b5, the a5, and then maybe next we can get control over a4, c4, and b4. So that's kind of the idea. Is they don't want black doesn't want white's knight infiltrating in, and the only way to do that is to get some expansion on the king side or queen side. But he misses the opportunity to do that, and he plays so queen e2, which now this move is a silly move because you could just take it. And then a4. Now the idea of a6 and then b5 no longer has any teeth to it because the bishop and queen stop it. So this is actually really strong for black. It fights for the spatial key squares. Like back here, c8. The notes say this is perhaps maybe for white should have actually played, or black should have actually played here after a4. They're saying maybe queen to a8 would have been a better move, maybe to challenge along this diagonal here, rather than knight bd2 or knight b8. That's not the best move. So a5. Sorry, I forgot to put this line in. This line is actually better than the one that he played. And now it's a little hard for black to white to infiltrate in because it's very solid. But you also have to remember that this rook f81 is a potential threat here, and this is a threat. So white has some kind of advantages. He has some initiative advantage. So 8b8. See, and so they're trying to develop so that the queen potentially could come here. A takes, and no longer can Her Majesty go to a8. So the queen is now stuck on this back rank in a very dismal setup, in my opinion. I don't like the setup. Yeah, they're saying that there's weak light squares, so black has tons of weak light squares around his king. Potentially, if this moves, there's a light square. All of the plan for white should be not to trade off the bishop, but actually to go rook f to d1, and then e4, and kind of crunch the position. And then e5. Now this light squared bishop has a lot of scope, and Ninovich talked about that where the pawns are pointing, you want to attack. So the pawns are all pointing to the king side, and that's where the majority of the space for white is. So white's going to want to play behind the pawns to attack. 1 second, I gotta get a drink of water. I'll be right back. Okay, let's do it to it. Alright, okay, we're there. E5, E8. Well, I gotta move my pencil. See, and if you notice, white's building all of the pressure on the king. All the pieces are starting to flow in, and this is actually a horrible setup. If you want to think of it as a French setup for black, this is bad for black. Black hasn't even destroyed the c4 pawn. White's going to totally destroy black in this line because there's no way to undermine it. The only way is f6, and you don't really want to play that right now and potentially weaken the attack. So I don't really like black in that line. So I think white was a little too hasty to trade off the light square bishops. So queen takes. And now black has an isolated pawn, so this is going to be a weakness, the b6 square, b6 pawn. And then he takes. So what happens in this line, and as well back here, the attack is brewing. That you gotta love it when that happens. So now the knight has to. All the knights are, and the pieces are on the queen side. So it's time for white to switch to the king side. Once we get everything, of course, locked up. When you have an attack like this and black's squeezed like this, don't trade anything. Just, you know what, you have to have, Josh Waitzkin says, keep the tension. Don't do anything fast. That your opponent will crumble under their own kind of I'm trying to think what would be a good word, their own nerves, because they'll be worried about, so what'll happen if he plays here, what happens if he takes there, if he takes here first, then he takes there, then we play there, what could happen, all these different thoughts. And they'll miss their best move and they'll play some dubious moves, and then you'll be able to take advantage of that and win. So sometimes just remember, keep the tension. Keep the tension. And taking towards the center is very important, because wherever the pawns are pointing is where you're going to attack. So we're pointing towards the king side. King side attack is coming down the pike. Queen C takes, and then now our rook's starting to infiltrate in. So we got to the 7th rank. Yes! We got our, they call it a pig, I call it Pac-Man. We have our Pac-Man ready to gobble up everything. Bishop D6, bishop takes, rook takes, and now there's no way that we're gonna get kicked out of the 7th rank, and we might even double up on the 7th and say, honey, I'm home. That's a little joke. So now what we're doing is we're going to try to reroute our knight in, and maybe we can get our knight to a better post. So takes, and knight d7, and now it's time, since black's all stuck on this side here. There's he kind of doesn't have a lot of time to unwind his pieces. Now f4. Actually, we got to go back. This is an error. If you're ever thinking about that, that's an error, because he drops a pawn. Then we just pick off the pawn, and there's no hope. We can just have our king flee to h2 with a check after we take, and there's nothing really he can do. So at this point, f4 makes practical sense. Locking the position down, getting ready for our knight to start coming in. g4, f5, sweet. You gotta love that. And that, it's an interesting move to take. Takes, knight comes in. The knight actually attacks this, so there's a pin, double attack. e8, knight goes to c6 with the exclam, because it has to go to c8, and then b. Now this pawn right here is under fire, the d pawn. So the knight, every piece for black is defending, and now we win a pawn. So a pawn's gonna fall. f4, and that's why he played rook to e8, b8, because he doesn't want to take and have that mess happen. He's got to hold this. Isolated pawn is a serious weakness for black. So bishop takes, f6, f takes e6, f takes e6, and king to f2. At this point, since there's really no threats of infiltration points for the knight, the king is safe to come into the fight now. c8, king e, and we're just gonna slowly see if we can't walk our king around. Get it activated. d8, and it comes. c8, and don't, whatever you do, don't trade off right now. That'd be a very bad idea. Remember, we're playing against the isolated pawn. Don't just retreat it back. We're playing against the isolated b pawn. This is a serious weakness in the endgame, so don't get hasty and trade. Remember, keep the tension. b8, knight e5. If he trades off a knight for a knight, we would love that. That'd be very we'd be very happy to do that, because if he does that and that, which is actually what potentially does in one line, knight to f6 is an interesting. Then check. You attack the knight. He retreats back. Now you're this stops everything, and this pawn still is isolated. Black's trying with all of his might to trade off the b pawn. He's like, just take it, please take it. And this knight's like, if you push it, I'll take it, but not the way you want it to be taken. I'll take it with my knight. So now the other line we've looked at is knight takes e5, king takes e5. Now we control the pawns in front here, and we have our onslaught coming. This is going to be a weakness. We can infiltrate in later. e8, rook a. Now we can infiltrate onto the other side. King f, h. We're passing the moves, saying, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? We're trying to get black into Zugzwangp so that whatever move he moves is a losing move for him. That's one thing that we're trying to do. And then we take. And now when the rook takes, h5, rook a3, and then rook to e5. This now, if there's a this cuts the king off. If there's a check up here, we can just move our king to e4, and the rook has to move, and we have this passed pawn going up the board. So that, by the way, that never happened. It was just this. So knight b8, which is the best move in the situation. Alright. So now we're pinning the knight. And g5, we almost have him in Zugzwangp. And he takes. And then h5. This, now he has really nothing he can do. If we go h8's a move too, and then we take, and he goes a8, we block, and if he plays there, we're still okay because we could just take here, and if he takes here, we get right in behind. Oh, we got to be careful that we first have to move our king over. That would be very helpful because we don't want to lose his pawn. And then if he pushes, we just we play here and we get ready for our attack. So maybe we should play here first. I think that's best because we don't want to let the king in. And then if he comes over here, we just play there. And then if he pushes, we could check, and now we're threatening checkmate. So he's probably at this point gonna want to play there. He can't play there, I'm sorry, he's gotta move here, otherwise he gets back mated. So he's losing here. Black's losing in that line. I'm gonna step back and I'm gonna let you guys choose the move that that white played. It is a. It should be. Does it have a double exclam mark on it? Sorry, he played c8. Now it's white. It's white to move. Sorry about that, guys. White to move, and you have to find. This is a double exclam move. I'm gonna step back, and I'm gonna have you guys do your best. I'll give you guys like a minute or so to take a look at this position and play the correct move for white, starting now. I had a moth that was buzzing me, so If you wondered what I was doing. So rook f6, yeah, that's true. Just think of one of the most kind of crazy. Think of a almost crazy move. Think of the most craziest move that you would kind of play here. This is Bronstein, so as white. So Bronstein was the. Oh, sorry. Think of the most. Think of the most kind of oddest move that you could think of that you think that can't work, and play that move. Think of a tactics tactic. I don't think I would have seen this one, but Bronstein did, and he's the one who's playing as white. I'll give you guys a minute, and then I'll see what you guys put in there for. It's a tactic. It's like, really, this actually works, and I was even shocked when he played this move. Okay, I know you guys. This would be super duper hard for even me to have seen. King to G5 exclam B5. Nah, well that would be interesting. C4 C4 C takes D5. Um, okay, rook takes. Okay, I see what you're saying. So here, no, sorry. So here, wrong. I gotta do the wrong colors. So here, here, here. Yeah, that would be an interesting. That's interesting. So C4, C takes, takes, king takes, E4, C. And I think white. I think. Oh, that is interesting. Yeah, I think you'd still be winning. Yeah, but this move is I was like, it was in, yeah. I think we can actually take the pawn here if we played C. You just gotta play it right, the correct endgame maneuver. So yeah, you have to triangulate, and then you actually get to take the pawn and you win. But you have to triangulate just so. But when he played king to G5, I thought, that's crazy. Yeah. It's just crazy. He plays b5, and then I was just, and I was just shocked. I was like just shocked when he played that move, because it didn't look like it would actually do anything. Let me see. I want to make sure I put the exclam marks right. Yep. Then rook takes G, gets an exclam as well. I forgot to put that in there. And what happens is when he takes, you actually move the king in, and you push D, takes, and if he checks there, you take. You actually don't take. You play G6, and when he takes, you queen. And what happens is when he takes, you think, wait a second, can't the king come in? No, you get the opposition. Even if you played up here, he has to play here, and then he plays there, and because this square is taken away, he's in Zugzwang, and then you come in and you win. So that's I think, let me see, I got a race where I gotta make sure that, let's see. Okay, so after taking on G, he resigned. I want to make sure. Okay, C. And this line, he went D. Let me see. C. He went C6. Sorry, he went C6, not D7. C6, because he's trying to see if he can't undermine this. F. D5, and then king goes to F6, and what happens is, this is the line that happens. And there's no way to stop he can't queen. You get your queen here, and now you're safe. The king is gonna end up going down. White queened first. So after taking here, it stopped at this spot here. Trying to see if there's, how do you try to see how do you put who wins. That's fine. Alright, let's take a look at that. Oh, one sec. One sec. I have to do we have to do our summary, and then we will look at the excuse me, Leela game. If you take control of A6, so let's go. We have to just go back. We'll finish up, and then we'll do that one. Back. Where is that? If black could take control of A6, then you could potentially. Otherwise, if you don't control A6 and you play there, on move 12, they're saying A4 and then A5 undermines black's whole queenside setup. So if black doesn't play A6 on move 10, on move 12, white will play A4 and undermine with A5. I just wanted that was the summary in the book. Okay, let's do it. Okay, I always want to sum up the position. Okay, so you have the game. All right. It's always fun to look at a Leela game. So who's she facing this time? What in the... That was kind of an odd setup that Leela played. So queenside expansion. Wow. Makes sense. Wow. What are they gonna think of next? So they're there. Okay. G5. Queen F. So Leela is actually starting to get the pieces developed. Why didn't she just play here? Oh, I kind of see why that actually hangs. Okay. So they have to kind of keep that line. Gotcha. This bishop is under heavy fire. I'm kind of liking more of rook A to H. I like this move here. I like rook AH, and then to prepare G. So on that line, more likely the bishop would have to play. They'd have to play something like that. Then you play there, and I guess the computer could retreat back here. And then bang, and bang there. Then yikes! This would be kind of a little intense here. Hold on, I'm hanging the bishop. I'm hanging the queen. Now that's real lovely. Okay, so the queen's being hung there. Yeah, that's not a very good move. That's why duh, they could just take there. Okay. Erase that line. It looked good, except for that bishop move. I was trying to make it work. I didn't see that. I have to have better board vision there. Yeah, that's under. Okay, this is gonna be nice. That's actually a really nice move. Yeah, that's even nice. That's nice as well. Nice. Oh, they're just the computer's just prying open the center. Wow. Has to sack something. And now here's another attack. There's an attack. This is now you're threatening a check here and pick up this piece. And yeah, it's time to resign at that part, because if you try to, we'll say something like that. Let's see, what could we actually play here? I'd take there, and then if yikes. Okay, that makes sense that yeah, that was a sweet game. It was kind of a little different though back here on when the bishop moved back. I have not seen that. Because usually you play this here and then the queen potentially can come out. And I think you're still okay in that line, so yeah. We did good. We're getting better. I just left the queen on pre. See, I told you, studying every day does make a difference. You just gotta keep studying away. We'll do a couple tactics, puzzles. Now that was fun. Thank you for the games. Oh, I gotcha. Gotcha. Didn't know that. Okay. I see what you're saying. That's yeah. So they wanted to see what Leela would do. I gotcha. If that position was thrown in there, they wanted to see what Leela would do. Hey, you know what? Not a bad idea. You know, if you throw a little kink in there and see what the computer can find, and then you can learn from it. You know, you never you could not go wrong with that for sure. Let's see here. We can't retreat. We can't retreat back here because of a. I guess we could, couldn't we? So if we retreat back, but That's retreating. We don't want to retreat. We want to attack. We want to attack. And so then if we attack here on E4, he takes here. We take there. He takes there. We play here. He takes there. I'm not sure if I like that setup. Oh, I gotcha. Ouch. Yeah. Ouch. Oh, that would not be fun. What are we going to do? What are we going to do here? I'm trying to see though, is there really anything that we can do besides that though? Because our I really don't see anything but taking. I know that's like strange, but that's the only thing I can see that actually works here. Like if we take here, he takes their check, bishop there, if bishop here, we could take. Are we equal at that point? That was peculiar. Gotta look. We have to look at that. I have to look a little better. That was my mishap on calculation there. Let's see if we let's see, knight there. So hold on. So he's moving in. If we take the knight here, he's actually got a mate and well, no, we can come up here. First, he'd want to slam that knight off the board. Maybe we'd actually, after it takes, we'd check, he'd come up, then we'd grab the knight. That might be the idea. And then if the queen tries to come up and grab that, that would be a mate, because she'd have to intercept here. And then we take there, and that's mate. Okay, gotcha. So we can't really take the knight at this moment. No, that is true. You're right. I forgot that the knight couldn't block here. For some reason, I thought the knight could block. But yeah, it doesn't work. That is an interesting move. I was considering that. Because this takes actually loses to bishop, and we're still winning here. Nice job, nice find on that. We'll do like two more. We'll do this one and then another one. Okay. The bishop takes at that point. And we win the bishop. There, and then smack. And the game's basically all over. We're up 3 pieces. We have 4 pieces compared to his 3. Actually 5. Which that's enough to checkmate the opponent's king. And the queen's still under fire, so she's gonna have to move there. And we have some pretty darn tootin' good attack. Did I answer the question? All right. Let's move on, word and upward. This, I'm getting a feeling this is kind of a smother mate setup here. Because if we check here, then he moves here. And then we play here, and if he moves back, we double check. He moves back. We slide our queen in, check. The rook takes, and then we slide back, smother mate. But now we have to calculate. Okay, let's say we play here. Rook comes up. Queen takes. King moves over. What do we do then? What do we do? What do we do? Okay, so here, here, here. And then if, yeah, I see what you're saying. So if we play here, he moves there, we play there. If he takes, we actually take there, okay. Okay, I see. Well, we could just take the rook, and then when it moves back, we've acquired a rook in that line. So we do win a piece. We do win a piece in that line. Yeah, that is, yeah. Yeah. We have to take this rook because if we take this rook here, he actually takes. I'm trying to think which rook's best, like what you're saying. Hmm. Trying to see if taking, so if we take here, he potentially has takes there. Check. Then we take here. Yeah, I like taking there. Because if he intercepts here, we always have that. Then if he takes here, we take this first. And then if when the bishop intercepts, we can actually grab another bishop with check. And then we grab that right there. What actually happens if we do grab that? I want to see. I think he takes here. Okay, so he checks. But if we take here and he comes back there, what if we play here? Oh, it's a draw. So, okay, you play there to stop that. So if we played here, okay, this is a draw. Let's take a look. I don't know. It doesn't show a draw. It actually shows, I think we're winning here. Now we're threatening mate. No, it's not bad. And he's got to play there. It's like, ouch. Yeah. We'll do one more. Then we gotta log off. Come on. Let this be another green. Let's have some green. Let's see here. Okay, focus down, focus down. I just feel there's something wrong. Could we actually nab that bishop? I think we might be able to actually grab this. Because then if he takes here, we can actually come over and grab that. Or maybe we snap that off first. He takes there. And then we grab it. But we don't have to grab that. We can just grab the bishop at that point. If we take here, let's see, you're saying, let's see, so if knight takes, yeah, I don't think we get, I think it's too much. So what do you think about this line? Rook takes g1, rook takes g1, rook takes d7, and then we play from there. And we're still threatening this right here. Oh. Hmm. Okay, that's okay. Well, let's check out this line here. Let's see what happens if we play here. He takes there, and then we take here. Oh, checkmate. Okay. Did we answer all your guys' questions before I log off? Sometimes sometimes that's a tough one to see. It's okay though, guys. Yeah, I see what you're saying. So do you have any other lines you want to go over? Okay. Well, guys, thank you for logging on, and we're learning. We're getting better. So, you know what? Sometimes you get all greens. Sometimes you get a couple reds and a couple greens. But you know what? It's a learning lesson, and we learn from them and get better. We have to remember that there's mistakes are part of life, and what you have to do is keep pushing forward and learn from them. And you know what? I was reading something. I was reading something I want to share with you guys. You know what? It's in a book that I've read. You know, it's yeah. It's this. It was blessed be the Lord, my strength. And I think about this when I was thinking of that. Blessed be the Lord, my strength. And it says in there. I was thinking about. I was like in chess. I was like, huh. Well, how can this apply to chess? Which teaches my hands to war and my fingers to fight. So I thought about that when I was reading that it I was like, it teaches my hands to fight, my hands to war and my fingers to fight. That's chess. And I was like, that was an interesting thing that I read. I was like, huh. So I wanted to share that with you guys, and I remember like that truly applies to like what Bruce Lee said, which knowing is not enough, we must apply. Willing is not enough, we must do. So you know what? We have to learn to teach to have strength in the Lord, and we have to it'll teach our hands to war, which means we'll be able to equate our mind and our hands together, and then our fingers will move the pieces right, and our fingers to fight. So I thought that's perfect. That was a perfect thing that I read today. I was like, I wanted to share that with you guys. I was like, that's it. That's it. And so I wanted to share that with you guys. And remember though that Hannibal Smith said as well that there's a plan in the position. You just have to find it. And when you do, you get to say it. I love it when a plan comes together. But remember, he always says a plan is only good when you can make your opponent do what you want to do and not what you want them to do. So you have to keep that in mind when you're playing. Don't react to your opponent's moves. Have them react to your moves or counter their moves and keep with your plan. And you know what? So that's and also I like leaving with this phrase as well. This thought. You know, there's I know I told you guys this before, but it's such a great story that there was a thing that couldn't be done that was put on a table that nobody could do it. They called a man to come, and the man hung up his coat and his hat, and and he also rolled up his sleeves, and he sat down in the chair in front of the table, and the thing that couldn't be done, he did it. And I know we could do it too. So just keep that in mind when you think, I can't find over the board or on the screen, I can't find the move, I can't find the move. Remember that person that came in, hung up their hat, their coat, and sat down, and did the thing that couldn't be done. We can do that. I'll leave you guys with this thought. As Wesley So says, it's Wesley So says, serve the Lord Jesus, and as I say, God bless, and I'll see you guys next time on Chess Cruncher TV. Have a blessed morning, afternoon, and evening, and I'll be back on, Lord willing, tomorrow, and we'll do some more studies, studies, puzzles, and games. And if you guys got games, more the merrier, bring them in, we'll analyze them. And it's all about teaching our hands and our fingers to fight. Our hands to war and our fingers to fight. Okay, have a great day and be blessed, guys. I'll see ya.